For those of you who are taking the SIOP course, I wanted to create a short video to explain how to create a Hangout on Air recording. That is, conduct a Hangout on Air, have that broadcast automatically recorded and uploaded to YouTube, which then you could share either publicly or you could list it as unlisted, which would mean only those who you share the link with would be able to access the video. So what I'd like to do is go through a few steps here and show you how you can go about creating a Hangout on Air. You will need, obviously, a computer. You'll need to be connected to the internet, preferably a decent broadband connection. You will need a webcam and a microphone to be able to do this. So let's get started. So to get started, I would type in your browser plus.google.com/hangouts/on-air, and this should take you to this. You can also access it by going to the menu on the left-hand side of your screen, selecting Hangouts. And again, you will need a Google account, obviously. So with your Gmail account, you'll need to sign in first before doing this, and then go to Google Plus, where you can access the Hangouts. Now here you need to choose Hangouts on Air, and create Hangouts on Air. And you want to give it a title. And a description. Now you have two options here. You can choose to start it immediately, or you can choose to schedule it in advance. And here you can select the audience. It can be public, or you can choose friends if you wish. This is really up to you. Then select share. Now this will give you kind of an event page. Okay, this will be where you can actually begin the event, that is the Hangout on Air. So here you can click Start. Okay, so once you enter into the Hangout on Air, notice that you still are not on air yet. At the very beginning, you'll see that you have the status bar here, and right now what it's doing is it's creating what I would call a cache, where it's actually creating information before it actually broadcasts. So there is a slight delay from the moment that you're speaking versus when it's actually being broadcast, and that's just the system completing the cache, the memory cache there at the beginning of the broadcast. So notice you're still not broadcasting yet, so you still have an opportunity to go ahead and check your settings if you need to. If you decide to turn off your camera, you can do that. If you need to mute yourself, you can do that. If you want to invite some other people, you can click this option and invite more people, which is not really a requirement for this assignment. This is basically just you presenting. And again, you can decide if you want to show your face or not. That's optional. And this last icon here is to leave the call. This will close the broadcast. So before we start the broadcast, again, let me explain here. If I start the broadcast, you will be broadcasting live, and the recording will begin at that time. So we're not actually recording yet, and won't begin recording until we click broadcast. Then when you're finished, you can close the broadcast, but the actual event or the Hangout on Air remains. So this icon up here actually closes the entire Hangout. This button down here starts the broadcast and concludes the broadcast. Now the next thing you'll probably want to do is share your screen. So this assignment here gives you an opportunity to both explain and also show different, for example, maybe you want to show different materials that you're going to be using, any websites. If you want to show a presentation, like a PowerPoint presentation, you can do that as well. So if you click Share Screen and you're sharing your entire screen like this, okay, notice that it's now sharing my screen. Now it's hard to see this now, but now it's actually showing my screen. And what I'll do is I will show you, let me go back here. And since we're not broadcasting yet, we're actually not recording. So let me go ahead and begin the broadcast, and I'll explain again kind of what I'm doing now. If I want to close this or stop the share screen, I just click that button. Now I'm back to my screen, my original screen. So for the purposes of this, I think I will turn my camera off, and I want to keep my mic on. So I'm ready to start broadcasting, so I will click Start Broadcasting. And now it shows that I am broadcasting. So now I'm broadcasting live, and remember, once you start the broadcast, you are also recording the broadcast, which will subsequently be uploaded to YouTube. So when you get started with your own presentation, again, you can decide whether or not you wish to show your face like that. You can turn your webcam on and off using this icon. And share your screen is probably an option you will want to use. And so now I'm sharing my screen, and this is basically, I chose the option of sharing my entire computer. So if I had a PowerPoint presentation, I could show that. If I wanted to navigate to different websites, I could do that and show the listener different websites. It's really up to you. But once you're finished here, you can stop sharing, and this will take you back to the Hangout on Air. Now, so notice here I have two windows open. So I have my browser indicated here, and then I can select this and another browser, and this is the actual Hangout. So you can kind of go back and forth as you wish. You decide whether or not you want to show your video or not, but I would assume screen share would be one of your options here that you want to use. Now, because I just, even though I'm broadcasting live, and probably no one will come in since I just opened this up, and I'm not even sharing the link for others to go to enter into the Hangout. But certainly, if you ever wanted to use Hangout on Air, this is one of the valuable aspects of this platform, is that it's very easy to invite others to come in, and you can have up to 9 other people enter into the Hangout at any one time. And since it is being broadcasted, others can view the recording. And let me go back to the screen share to show you one other thing. So if we go back here, remember we created this event page, and I'm not going to create, or I'm not going to hit play here, but if I were to hit play here, I would actually see my broadcast. So I would encourage you to look at that or consider that. If you want others to actually view your recording, they can see this recording via this event page by selecting this window here. So I'll go ahead and conclude here. So once I'm finished with my broadcast, finished with my presentation, I'm going to click Stop Broadcast. Okay, now I am no longer broadcasting live, but you notice that the Hangout on Air is still open, so I can click Leave Call. Now, leave call, this is what you'll need to do for YouTube to initiate the actual recording. So I'm going to go ahead and leave, and it'll give me a little message here. Recording of the broadcast will now be uploaded to YouTube channel and will automatically replace the live video players that were shared. Okay, so I click Close. Now, if I were to go to my video page, my channel, and you can go to your own channel, which everyone has a channel. You can go to your video manager, and notice here that it's already processing. The Hangout on Air was called testing. Notice that it already registers how many minutes that the recording lasts. Depending on the length, of course, will determine how long it will take for this to process. But since this was fairly short, shouldn't take too long. And once it's completed, I'm not sure if I can do this now without it being, yes, I think I can. Once it's completed, you want to go to Share, and this is the link that I'm asking you to include in the share document for our course. So if you select this link here, and And do select this link that appears underneath the shared option, not the URL at the top, but this link down here. Go back to our main page, to our shared documents. Oop. And you'll add your name down here. So we're going to create a hyperlink. You'll have to first select Edit in Word Online. And go to the bottom to your respective group, and you would add your name and hypertext. You can do a right click, add a link, and then that should do it. So if I go back to our reading view, go to the bottom, if I select my name, then that should take us to the video. Okay, so this is basically a short tutorial on how to create a video automatically here. So feel free to use a Hangout on Air to generate an automatic video. It's a good feature, especially for sharing your screen. If you want to do a PowerPoint, like I said, or if you want to navigate showing different websites and different tools or strategies, whatever it is you'd like to share, you can prepare that either through PowerPoint, either through a browser, through different websites, and you automatically can generate your video this way. Again, this will appear in your own channel page. And you'll notice here that now it has been completed. So try it out. And if you do have any questions or issues using Hangout on Air, please let me know.